All right. Welcome back to the MadSpideyverse. Just doing some bagging and boarding and scanning into CLZ. Don't expect anybody to be watching, obviously, because it's I don't know what time it is overseas. It's 9 p.m. here in Australia on Thursday night. So I've just got to catch up on some bagging and boarding and whatever like that. So I will literally just, if nobody shows up, that's fine. I need to do it anyway. So I will obviously get started. I'm probably going to run out of bags and boards as well because I haven't got much left. But let's get my CLZ app ready. All right, I need to go to add, go to barcodes, and we'll try it from there. All right. So there's nobody watching, so I'm totally fine with that. I could probably actually get more done with not actually having to worry about scanning, bagging, boarding, running a chat, so on and so forth. So I'm totally cool with that. I've got these resealable bags, so I'm going to have little bits of bloody, when you tear it off and it'll leave little bits everywhere. That's all good. Nope. Ah. Hey, Louie. Thanks, Louie. What are you doing up? What time is it over there, Louie? It's got to be early. I didn't expect anybody to actually pop on or anything like that. I'm only just bagging and boarding and stuff like that. It's nothing super interesting. I'm assuming it's really early over there. Because what are you? You're East Coast, Louie, I think? Florida's East Coast, isn't it? I don't know. I can't keep up. It'd have to be, 4 or 5 in the morning or something? Oh, 6 a.m. Okay, well, that's not too bad. Yeah, I'm usually getting up around that sort of time for work as well. So I might as well do this as well. Let's see if let's go copy. I know you're probably getting ready for work, Louis, or looking after the kids, one of the two or both. But I'll chuck the link in there just in case anybody does want to hop in. I don't expect anybody to hang around. This is far from interesting, just watching me, just scanning and bagging and boarding and all the rest of that sort of stuff. So, just thought if I do it live, that makes me want to actually do it. Or not necessarily makes me want to, but it makes me do it anyway. Both always, yeah. Yes. Have you hit 500 yet, Louis? I haven't checked it recently. I know you're not overly fussed about it, but it's still, we all still think it's absolutely criminal that you're not. You should be at least at 1,000 subs, let alone 500. It's absolutely criminal. I don't even know if you've done a Saturday Night Louie recently. 481. Yeah. Should be 1,081 at least. But I haven't had really much time to catch up on everybody's sort of channels and stuff lately. It's been a lot of crap going on with work, and Dad's been in hospital and all that sort of stuff, and So it hasn't exactly been great at times. I still try and jump into into a live stream here and there when I can. Obviously, the only time I can really do that is on weekends. The Spider-Punk. Is that this weekend or next weekend? I know it's getting close. So, yeah, I wish I was there, Louis. I'd love to be able to go to a con in the States. Honestly, it just costs way too much money. Because the other problem is that, like, before I even think about spending money, end of the month. Okay, so about a week and a bit. Yeah, before I even think about going to the States, like, we've actually had a look at, because we were looking at looking at how much it would cost to actually get to Heroes Con. Hey Joe, hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, it would literally cost for Beck and I to go over to Heroes Con. It would cost us about between $7,000 and $8,000 just to fly there, because it's sort of like Melbourne to, I think, LA to Houston or Dallas or something or other, and then down to there. And it's a lot of money, and that's even before you think about accommodation, food, let alone even thinking about actually having any spending money left. So yeah, it's a lot of money that takes a big chunk out of actually wanting to enjoy yourself instead of worrying about watching every single dollar you spend. For some reason, Joe, I always thought you were a New York guy, but yeah, that's probably just me have no idea where everybody lives. There on Saturday. Yeah, cool. Oh, so you're changing it up, Louis. You're not just going Spider-Punk. Okay. I thought you'd do Spider-Punk for the whole weekend, or just, do Spider-Punk for a day or two and then just go in, in normal clothes. But, yeah, as I was saying, it literally would cost us almost $8,000 just to get to Heroes Con, not including anything else like accommodation or food and all that sort of stuff, which is, it kind of puts a real sort of dampener on actually wanting to go, because I'd love to be able to go to Heroes Con and meet everybody, and because I know there's going to be a massive lot of YouTubers and stuff like that going, especially this year. Yeah, even just obviously, with the Aussie guys, it's pretty much me, Simon, and Sarah. Because when he live, I can drive 5-10 minutes to get to Simon's place. And Sarah's, nearly always there. And then I met Lee in real life from Whack Comics. That was late last year. So I've actually met him in real life. Obviously, I've met Matt from Talking Pop Culture because he's a Melbourne boy as well. Bo and Mark from Aussieverse because they're Melbourne boys as well. I don't say them very much. I do quite often pop in, bump into Mark when I go to Big City Comics, pick up standing orders and things like that. But it's not. It's still not the same because I spend so much time with you guys that I don't really, sort of feel left out. That I can't actually sort of meet any of you guys in real life, and obviously it's just as expensive for you guys to. Not that you come over here for a con because it's it wouldn't be worth it, to be perfectly honest. The cons we have over here, nowhere near the magnitude of what you guys have. And yeah, we don't get the celebrity power and all that sort of stuff, of course. And the other, like, different story if you're coming over for a holiday or something like that. You can, you know, if you came down to Melbourne, because most people that sort of come over here for holidays either do the like, you know, the beach sort of thing, go to Queensland where Lee is, go to the theme parks and all that sort of stuff, or they do the city type stuff, which is either Sydney or Melbourne. So yeah, like I know a few guys have said they wouldn't mind visiting. Like I know Rob Fatstacks always says that they'd like to retire over here. I don't know whether you'd sort of get used to paying, like, especially when you're talking sort of comic book talk, you used to be paying your US prices, and you come over here and then everything's exorbitantly more expensive. Like even just buying, all right, so take this book for argument's sake. So that's a $4.99 $4.99 price tag. That would cost you about probably $11 or $12 over here, Australian. So when you do the currency conversion, you'd still be paying about $8, $9 roughly American. So because obviously, you know, they have to factor in currency conversion, shipping costs. You know, obviously they got to make some money on it and things like that. So, hey, Dope. Hope you're doing well, brother. It's nothing exciting, mate. Just me bagging and boarding, and it just, you know, if I do it live, that'll make me do it. So, yeah, anybody's free to jump in if they wish. I'm just literally just sitting here talking to myself, talking to the chat, just catching up on bits and pieces. So, but yeah, it would be really nice. That's like that would be my dream if I ever won any kind of sort of money or anything like that, to actually just go over there and at least do one con. Like, obviously, I'd like to do sightseeing, go to different states, go to theme parks, you know, Disneyland, all that sort of stuff. You know, see an NBA game, you know, which a lot of you guys would probably don't think about it, but you'd probably take it for granted that you know, it's something you can do anytime you want. Whereas, yeah, it just costs us a ridiculous amount of money to be able to actually do that. So, but, you know, it is what it is. Can't help where you're born and raised. You just roll with the punches. So, like, obviously, if the Australian dollar got a lot better, because at the moment it's like hovering around sort of mid 60 cents. So, to sort of put that into perspective, if I was to buy something that's 100 US, that would cost me about 140 and some change in Australian. So, you know, everything just costs more. So it's even like the fact of, if I said, okay, I've got the money to fly over to the States, go to a con, and all that sort of stuff. You know, like if I say, oh, you know, I've saved up 10 grand in spending money, well, that's really only about 6 or 7 in US sort of terms. So, you know, you automatically sort of go, well, I've already lost money sort of thing. I know it's not the way you can, you know, because obviously different currencies all over the world, but, you know, like I've been buying stuff from the States, especially for, wow, probably I'm mid 40s now, probably since late teens, early 20s. So probably 20, 25 years I've been buying stuff from the States from. I've dealt with all sorts of currency conversions with that, like anywhere from I remember when I was buying my Bowen Design statues, there was a time where it was literally like our dollar was like 48 cents or 40, it was pretty much half of what it was. So everything I had to buy was double in price. So if it was 100 US, it would cost me $200 Australian. But then, there was a time in the late 90s, early 2000s that they actually did it actually went on parity, which was awesome. So I went a little bit nuts at that point in time. Bought some statues, bought some, slightly bigger books and things like that. I probably should have bought more books back then because they were a lot cheaper back then. But I did try to take advantage on the small amount of pay that I was actually getting at the time. But we all have to deal with it because everybody's got different budgets. Obviously, there's some people that have, got a higher bankroll than others as well. I'm not on minimum wage, but I'm not on, that far off it. So it is what it is. I've got a few people watching apparently. So clear that. Cool. So if you guys have, as I said, I did pop the link in a little bit earlier if anybody wants to jump in. Shoot me any questions if you want. Hey, Lisa. Hope you're doing well. It's nothing, excuse me. It's nothing like, Insomniac Theatre or anything like that. It's just me being boring, just bagging and boarding, scanning the stuff into the CLZ so I can, so I'm all up to date. The only thing I'm dreading now is if I ever actually take a couple of weeks off and actually put this stuff in order. Because all my early boxes are all alphabetized. They're not marked with, like A to B or whatever, anything like that, but they're all alphabetized. And probably the last 10 or 15 short boxes over the last couple of years that I've accumulated, I've literally just scanned and bagged and boarded and just put them in there and, just to get them in the boxes. So, I'm dreading the day that I actually don't say it anymore. Louis did not say it anymore. You're allowed to say it once. If you say it 3 times, you're like freaking Beetlejuice. But no, Kyle knows to not act up on my channel. I've laid the law down with Kyle. I said you're more than welcome because he is good company. He does like to talk. Yes, he does like showing off and flexing and all that sort of stuff. But it is cool stuff. But he, I said like no. If he hops on, no dirty talk, no Google searches and all that sort of crap. Just normal comic book or otherwise conversation is fine. So yes. So as I said, more than anybody's more than welcome to join me or to ask any questions. Not that I'm a fairly open book. I'm not a what's the word I'm looking for? Multi-layered person. I'm not a Russian doll. I don't have layer upon layer upon layer. And there's no point sort of showing these books that I'm bagging and boarding because most of them are, just common stuff. It's all A covers, like, there's a few odd variant sort of things, but it's nothing special. Like we don't get we don't get the amount of variance that you guys get, because we don't get the we barely get ratios. We don't get store exclusives over here unless somebody buys them and actually, imports them over here and then charges a lot more than what you do over there. So you look at, like, say, for argument's sake, your big time collectibles exclusives. Most of them are like $20, $30, $40, roughly. Most people over here would probably try and sell them for 80, 90, 100, maybe more. Just because we know that, they just know that we can't get them over here. So just is what it is. So we just get what variants, whatever we can get. And none of our stores have the buying power to actually be able to, order 100 copies of one book to try and, get that 1 in 100. And if they do, they'd sell it for some exorbitant price anyway. Oh, that almost went in my drink. That was a good trick. So yeah, most of the time, like we do occasionally see 1 in 10s. Rare to sort of get a 1 in 20, 1 in 25. But yeah, you never see like 1 in 50s, 1 in 100s, anything like that, or anything, even some of those really stupid ones like 1 in 500 or 1 in 1,000. It just doesn't happen over here. But we do all right. Like I do complain a lot, or whinge, whichever way you want to put it, that we do have it hard over here, which we do. Everything's exorbitant, everything's rare. Like, it's not saying that there's not books over here. Like, I know a store that has an Amazing Fantasy 15. It's actually one of my locals that I have a pull list with. But, it's because it's rare over here, and because of obviously the COVID boom and everything like that. Like, I know a lot of the books have dropped in price. But it sort of shows you like what I'm dealing with too, because the same store, it's the same copy. It's actually in a Halo slab, believe it or not. It's a 4.0 Amazing Fantasy 15, so a decent grade for that kind of book, because most people that can afford that book generally, will try and get like a 0.5 or a 1 or a 1.8 or something like that, because that's about all they can sort of get for that sort of pricing. But this is a 4.0. Hey, Kenny Bird. Hope you're doing well, mate. It's a 4.0 before COVID, and it's the same copy. I know that for sure. He had it for $35,000. Already scanned that one. Yeah, so $35,000, which is probably about going rate for a 4.0 for an AF15. COVID hit, and like obviously when we obviously a lot of people will know, some people might not necessarily, our city, Melbourne, was the most locked down city in the whole entire world. We were almost locked down. I think it was something like 300 and something days or something like that. Like obviously there was little spits and spurts where we could sort of go out and sort of do stuff. But anyway, that's all in the past now. But yeah, when we could actually go into the shop, it actually raised it to 55,000. So I'm like, okay, with the COVID boom and things like that, you've still paid the same price. It's still the same book, but you're trying to capitalize on the, the old school boom of COVID with the all the book rises. So he's put it up to 55. You go, okay, well that's fair market value. Yep, whatever. And then just before we fully got out of lockdown, everything was almost close to normal. He put it up to $85,000. So it's gone from $35,000 to $85,000 within a couple of years. Now, obviously, the bubble has burst a little bit. Books have started to ease off in price. Some things are still high, but most of the stuff has sort of eased off. That book is still sitting at $85,000. So it just goes to show that, yeah, some people just, and nobody's going to buy that book. I can guarantee you that book is going to sit there at that price forever. He's never going to sell it. If he popped it back down to 35, maybe. It's quite a possibility. But yeah, I think it's just wishful thinking, I think. So, but yeah, so like as I was saying, like there are the books here. People have got the books to sell, but they're not like everywhere. Like I've only ever seen one AF-15, and that was that guy's one, or that shop's one, should I say? I've never ever seen another copy here ever. Not even to sell, not even on eBay Australia, anything like that. So it's just one of those things. Like there's a lot of books. Like obviously, I still need a couple of the sub 10 ASM books to finish my run. Like ASM 1, I've probably seen maybe once or twice in real life. Online, somebody in Australia, maybe, a small handful of times. So it's, but yeah, like the book might be worth fair market value. Say an Amazing Spider-Man number 1, early to mid grade might be worth 10 grand. Over here, you won't find one for less than 20 or 30. It's ridiculous. Most of the books I'm looking for are affordable and just hard to find in high grade. I suppose it just depends on what you're looking for. Like I've always been a low grade collector, mainly because of the affordability part of it. Like obviously a lot of the books I am chasing are big books, so they're going to be expensive no matter what. But if it's in a lower grade and it's raw, it's not slab pricing. It's a little bit easier to digest. So, hey Sean. You're up late again, mate. Oh, it's not really overly late. It's only 9:30, but it is what it is. Just thought I'd do another bagging and boarding stream. I think the link might still be there. I'll chuck it in again just in case. There we go. So yeah. And Sean's a fellow Aussie, good mate of mine. That's Zars 84, or sorry, Zars Collectibles and Comics now. But he knows what we're he knows what we're dealing with when it comes to book prices over here. Like you can still find occasional bargains and things like that, or bargains for over here. But it's yeah, we're definitely dealing with rarity and everything like that. Oh, look who's here.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Let's go back to work, mate.
You're doing the till 9 shift
every Thursday night. I'm surprised you didn't have a video come out tonight, mate.
Yeah, I was sort of looking and I'm going, my pile is getting a little big. I need to do some more scanning than bagging and boarding, but because I got bugger all bags and boards, so
yeah, I got bugger all. I mean, not bugger all. I got no bags and boards, and I need to order some because I got a fat stack building up next to me here.
Oh, Sean was just going to go low. I was actually worried that you were going to, like, for some reason, I had in my mind that, he's going to do a Samaro show tonight or something like that, and then I'm thinking, no, he's probably working till 9, so probably not. Wonder Woman 204 Friday. Hey, Norin. Hope you're doing well, mate. That's it. Yep, here he is. No, if he's not doing donuts, or is that my computer? No, I think that's him. I think he needs to stop buying like big statues and shit and maybe invest in a better computer.
Maybe his statues are like causing Wi-Fi problems.
Instead of a brick wall interference, it's statue interference.
I think
like, not that I can complain because I'm on a.
Sorry.
I was going to say, not that I can complain because I'm hot spotting off my phone, and my phone gets real hot real quick.
Yeah, it would. I'm pretty sure Sean did buy a new laptop to start this YouTube thing. I'm pretty sure he paid top dollar for a camera, top dollar for a laptop. I'm pretty sure that happened. What's going on, Mark? How'd the giveaway go? I was at work, so I missed it.
I had to watch the replay. Obviously I wanted to win something, but it was more the fact of I wanted to win one of the slabs just to see what Mark would do, because Mark said to me on I think it might have been on Remy's place or something like that. He's like, if you win one of the slabs, I'm not giving it to you. He goes, I'll find you a raw copy of the book and I'll send you that. I said, I'm not
just
sending you a
send it to
slab.
the other Simon, mate. Send it to the Simon that appreciates slabs. That's me, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, I think we figured that out. It was lit. Yeah, I watched the whole replay, Market, and I could see what he was like. Do I really need to say hello to the chat? Because he just kept jumping, and he had like 80, 90 people in there at one stage. I think he actually hit over 100 at one point.
How long did it go for?
Hour and 8 minutes, I think it was.
I remember watching the replay of Metarog's 1,000 subscriber giveaway. It was years ago. And man, it took like 4 sittings to watch. It was like a 4-hour stream.
Oh, God.
No
laptop, just camera.
It's like...
You're supposed to have some super duper webcam, and you always seem to struggle with showing
it's
stuff.
better, but it's not really good for close-ups. It's just... Oh, there we go. Yeah, pick that one up. Well, I didn't pick it up. My mate gave it to me because he found out he had doubles. He goes, here you go, Star Wars guy. I was like...
Yeah, there we go. Went over 100 in the live. Kept it right at an hour. Giveaways.
Did people have to be there to... Like,
yeah.
Did they dust
Oh,
people?
he did the comment generator for the people who entered via comment, and then he did a giveaway for when you shared it on IG. But everything else was hashtags. So, and Nick got the parcel that we sent him, because he obviously won the redraw of my giveaway, and I just kept getting messages all day going, "Oh, these Tim Tams are so good." It's like it's fucking hilarious. Every time I check my phone, there was like a new message just showing me pictures of Tim Tams and shit.
Yeah, you got it in the caramel. I've sent a few out, but I always just send the originals because I feel like if you send out the flavor ones, it gives you a false. There we go. Like, you know, in Tim Tams, it's the original ones. So
well, I sent him both. I sent him the original and the
caramel ones.
Okay, thanks.
Wait, Sean, what is going on?
I'm using my phone.
What did you get a new computer? I could have sworn you did say you got a new computer for all this editing that you do now.
I edit on my phone, dude.
Oh, okay. Well, you know who to come see when you need a new computer.
Yeah. When I come back from my trip, that's the next thing.
Well, he's got to go to Good Guys.
Hey.
No, JB Water Garden. Cheaper. I've been cheating and using my wife's laptop, her work computer. So, but for some reason, the Wi-Fi cut out and just came back on.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying, because I hotspot off my phone, so I'm probably going to have to get an ice pack for the phone soon, because it gets really hot really quick. Like, obviously, during winter, it's not bad, but when it's any kind of normal, you know, even mild weather, it still heats up pretty quick.
Yeah, mine, it all depends on the day. Sometimes it'll last forever. Sometimes heats up straight away. Yeah,
sometimes I connect some of the laptops at work to my to my hotspot to download like some trailers or something to put on the TVs, and yeah, sometimes I forget that I'm connected to the laptop, and all of a sudden I feel like a bloody fire going on in my pocket, and I'm like down to 10% on the battery. Yeah, I know. Where is I know? No Wi-Fi, Spidey. I guess your parents don't really use the internet, right? They're like mine. My mom's like, no, I refuse to get the internet.
I don't even like. They've got the NBN thing, but it's just for the bloody landline, which they still have.
Hang on a sec. You've got NBN.
Yeah, but the thing is though, there's no internet bloody side of it though, because I had a look and I'm like, I said to Mum, I'm like, there's got to be some sort of internet part of it or something like that, but couldn't really find anything much about it. What? So
hang on,
I would use because they're only on a basic plan, pretty much just for the phone anyway. So if there was,
no, tell me, what have you got? Like, who's your internet provider?
The landline's for Telstra, I think.
To have a phone line these days, you need to have the NBN.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they've just got the phone line, but no. Okay.
Yeah. So it's probably not even internet. It's probably just.
Yeah. It's just so we've got it there if we wanted to like upgrade or anything like that. But
yeah.
I'm surprised.
Sorry.
Okay.
I was going to say the phone company rang my parents today, trying to tell them that to get rid of the home line and just have internet. And then what they do is they transfer all the calls that come to the home telephone number to one of the mobiles. And then you go on some shitty Wi-Fi fucking internet thing. She was trying to explain it. There's a lot of rubbish to me.
Yeah, so when I had my old laptop like years ago, I got cable internet. I've still actually got the point sitting in my room here, but I never ended up really using it. So I ended up just getting it disconnected and everything. Like the wire and the box are still there and everything like that. But that's just another thing. Like I've got like 100 gig on my phone or whatever like that. I'm like, I just hotspot it.
You'll never use it all. It'll take forever.
All right. I am leaving, but I may be back.
You're leaving, but you may be back.
I said, mate, not a long time. Good time. It was a good time. I might be back in a bit.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh, okay.
So how's the trip planning going?
Oh, getting there. Just hoping flights will drop a little bit before we actually book. And just trying to decide exactly which way we're going. If we're going to stop in America first, then make our way there, or go straight there and then go through America on the way back. So...
yeah, because I know like the only real thing you need to like actually have a time schedule is the wedding, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah. So everything else is just like, what else can I do, sort of thing.
Well, there's a con on the 10th to the 13th in Chicago, which I just found out about. And then obviously there's the one in Canada on the 26th or 27th, whatever it is. So trying to make a final decision which one we want to go to.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
I know that like Mark from Legion was saying, he's like everybody's like there's a massive pile of them all going to Heroes in June.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just save up and come? And I'm like, Beck and I literally looked at flights and everything before we even talk about hotels, spending money, food or anything. Cost at least, but for the pair of us, almost $8,000 just to get there.
Yeah. That's
so
what
it's like I don't even have that money to literally I could save up $8,000, but what's the point of going there with no money?
Yeah, that's what it is at the moment for us as well. I just got a quote from the agent today. Hotels, Disneyland, everything, 19 and a half.
Shit. There you go.
So, but yeah, it's the big picture looks worse than it is. Yeah, when you start booking and you start looking for things, always works out cheaper.
How many
But
books are in my app? I can never work that out, Norin. I never can. It tells me how many
It-
series, but then I can't find out. I can't work out how many actual books are in there.
it tells you at the top
On the phone
Yeah.
or on the?
on the phone where it says series, like it'll say series 600, and then beside it should say total amount of books.
Oh, okay. I'll have a look and see. Hey, RJ.
How you going, buddy? But yeah,
Hang on, let me have a look.
I'm either doing Fan Expo Canada or Fan Expo Chicago. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I know. Hang on, I better sync this first before I do anything else. I know a few guys from here have done Fan Expo Toronto, and they said it's a awesome con. So
It's what I've been hearing. It's more. I prefer to do Toronto because the dollar's better.
yeah,
And
it's almost
then-
dollar for dollar, Canadian dollars.
Then it means I'm there for 2 weeks. Because by the time the wedding and the con means I stay in Toronto for 2 weeks. Where if I go Chicago, means I spend a bit more time in America, and it makes it easier when I get to Canada. So
Yeah, so it won't
Gonna come-
change. So it just says
Huh?
series, but then you do the drop down box, and it's got all these other options except for that. So I don't know how you change it.
no, you don't have to change it. So my phone, when it comes up where it says series, normally beside it, it says the total amount of books.
Oh, mine doesn't.
So
Hmm.
one sec.
Weird.
Let me see if this laptop will actually turn on, and I'll show you on the phone. But yeah, it normally brings up a total right beside it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine's only ever had, like, I was able to work out how to change it some point, but I can't remember.
Alright.
I know you got a lot more
And-
options when you do it on the computer, but
I've never even looked at it on the computer. So
yeah, well, it's a bit hard to obviously, carry a laptop around with you when you're hunting for books.
That's right. I'm sure Simon does.
It's all in. It's
Okay.
all his stuff that he's looking for is all in his eBay watch list. But I don't think even he knows what he's got half the time.
Yeah, I was all excited to watch his hit list, thinking there's going to be a big list of books, and then there was 6.
Yeah.
If I had 6 books just in my hit list, I think it'll take me a week to get them done,
Oh, God.
because I wouldn't have the patience to wait.
Yeah. I heard you've been sick, Tyler. Hopefully you're feeling better, mate. Obviously your sarcastic smart ass comments are still good, so you can't be that bad. And what's Norin saying? Sarcastic smart ass comments are still good, so
One second.
tap
Sorry
the
about that.
lines top left. Go to statistics. Hang on. Top left. Statistics. Okay. Yeah, so I haven't gone into this bit before.
I've never had to click on anything extra to get to it. It's normally just on the screen when I open.
Oh, there we go.
Don't add the second one until I play it. Let it.
That's all right. Yeah, it does. when you go to statistics, it actually has.
Oh, yeah, but that's way too much.
Yeah. So it's 4,156 comics and 519 series, 935 key comics, 97 major, 838 minor.
Oh, you dwarf me then. Because I'm still in the 3,000 mark.
Mm.
But I got a book that I think you'll like. 2 books. Got a package. Full tabs. It's a miracle. But look how he sent it. He sent 2 comics, 1 on each side, with the cardboard in the middle.
Oh, God. And the pull tabs on the bags and boards.
Yeah.
Remy Q! Hope you're doing well, brother.
I got this.
Oh, yeah. I need that.
I got a good deal on this. I just got to speak to someone with some more knowledge and see about clean and pressing it. See if I can get any better. And I got this.
I still don't own that book, surprisingly enough. I've never really, hunted it. It's a book that's on my list, but I've never really, looked for it.
I never had any interest in it. But when I found the other book from the seller, I started looking through his list, and it was there. So figured I might as well get it while the postage was there.
Oh, did that stuff come from the States, did it?
No, eBay seller in Australia, Queensland.
Oh, okay.
So surprisingly, I got them for a decent price from here. Because I keep missing everything on fucking Facebook. Every book I'm chasing things up.
And that's the other thing. I'll occasionally go, I have money, and then nothing's there that I really want, or I'll just go, there's some run filler, some bronze or silver age run filler stuff. I'll just buy them because I felt like spending some money, sort of thing. And then the time that the big books come up that I really, really want, and I'm like, I probably could afford that. Nah, I got nothing. I got no money.
Yeah. I just miss them because I have no I barely get on Facebook at the moment, and every time I do get on, the sale will the person puts the books up 2 hours before I get on there. And it just fucking kills me. So then I avoid it more.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because I used to, before YouTube, before IG and all that sort of stuff, I was on Facebook all the time. But I don't even post anymore. Oh, I heard a beep. Is that you trying to get in again with the other thing?
Yeah, don't just leave it.
Yeah.
For some reason, the mic is working, the camera's working, but your image won't load up.
Yeah, I could say that it's just white.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the Facebooks are I've picked up some really good stuff off the Facebook groups, but that's pretty much all I use it for now. I don't post stuff about normal things, or post photos, gone on a holiday, post a photo or something, or all that sort of shit, or comment on people's posts and stuff. I pretty much just go to the comic groups, and that's pretty much all I do now. And even them I'm trying to avoid, especially with Supernova coming up.
I am too, but I literally got Facebook because we went overseas, and it was just the easiest way to communicate.
Yeah, well, I used to use that as well.
But yeah, these 2 books I bought a month ago, and they only just came not long ago, and I was waiting to do it in the live, but I've been avoiding all the groups, all the things, trying not to buy anything before Nova. And then hopefully I can sneak
realistically,
in
you shouldn't really even be buying anything at Nova with this bloody trip you're planning.
Yeah, but I'm selling it Nova, so hopefully I sell a
You'll make up
shitload.
some money, yeah.
Yeah, but all I'm really gonna do is go see James, Penny, and the other James. Hopefully, I can get to them when we're setting up, so I don't have to deal with people. Pick up a few books, and that's it.
Well, that's the thing. Like a lot of the comic vendors, they won't set up till the morning. Like they won't go for bump in on the Friday. They'll usually set up if they got any like posters or like what's the name? What's what I'm trying to think of? Like promo stuff or like signs and shit like that. They'll quite often do that, but they won't actually because they don't like leaving the stuff overnight. Like I know some people like put full tarps over and all that sort of stuff, but it's easy enough for somebody to just walk past and just go, nobody's around. I'll just slip in sort of thing. And
the chances are with James, he'll have his truck or trailer in there, and I'll just look through the boxes while he's doing his side stuff.
Yeah. Although James hasn't really been bringing much good books lately. He's just been bringing all boxes full of, random crap.
Oh, but you're talking about James from here. I'm talking about Penny.
Oh, yeah, Penny. Yeah, different story, yeah.
James from here, I'm in the stall with him, so I can look at the books whenever I want.
Yeah.
Because we're sharing a stall.
Yeah, the way I'm going, I'm going to be lucky to have $500 to go with.
All right. Sell off your pops.
Nah.
Or your Bowen statues.
Nah, fuck no. That's like 20 years worth of collecting right there. Not that I've bought one in like 10 years, but...
They don't make them anymore.
No, they haven't since like late 2000s.
I've been looking for them like crazy. I think I've got 2 that I was able to find. The rest...
Yeah, well, the only ones that have actually got them still is alternate, but the boxes are all faded to crap because they're on top and being bloody and stuff
in
like
the
that.
sun, and he still wants top dollar.
Yeah. Well, realistically, most of those prices now are actually half decent because the only place you can get them otherwise is from the States. And a lot of people are asking exorbitant prices because they don't make them anymore.
Lobos gets them every now and then because I bought. That's where I got one of the 2 I've got from.
Problem with Lobos is like I've tried to buy a couple over the years from them and they never have the boxes. Every time I've tried to buy one probably 5 or 6 times over the last probably 5 or 6 years in the different locations they've been in, and every one I've picked, they've never had the box.
Really?
Yep.
Have you given them time to look for it?
Yeah, a lot of time. I've even told them that I'd come back.
Yeah.
And I've rung up and said, "Oh, have you found that box yet?" No, I still haven't found the box yet. No, I just gave up.
The last one I got from there, it took them 2.5 hours to find the box.
Oh, it's ridiculous in there.
But
it should be a lot better now with that location that they have now, because it's a lot more. So like that original one that I can't remember what road it was on, but it was in like Northcote or whatever it was. That was a nice little stall, but everything, like all their boxes, was literally all like shoved into like a big cupboard, like at the back of the store, like that. And there's like no way in hell you're going to find anything in there.
I think their problem is they've got so much stuff out. There's no way you can keep track of all of it and where the boxes are and where the things are.
Yeah, so what they should do is they should do like what some retail stores do and stuff like that, and do like what they call bin locations. So for argument's sake, you go, okay, well, glass cabinet A, all the boxes for that shit is in this spot here, and then so on and so forth, sort of thing. But
all they do on the bottom of each freaking figure, all they should do is put a letter or a number, and at least you know everything. But over the last 2 weeks, I've seen on freaking Facebook the amount of times he's changed.
Oh yeah, all the time. If you had
Yeah,
to sell one, which one? Your original art, statues, or comics? Well, yeah, that'd be hard because
statues.
everybody knows I do not sell anything. Yeah, it'd probably have to be if it was like life or death, had to choose one of them, it'd probably have to be the statues because that takes up the most room. And it's something that you can always reacquire, whether as original art, you can't reacquire. Comics, yes, you can reacquire, but that's the most that I have of everything. So, and there's no way in hell I'm rebuying sub 10 ASM books again. No way in hell. It's hard enough trying to get the 4 that I still need.
I'm trying to find one at the moment.
A sub 10 ASM book or just an old ASM book?
No, a sub 10. I've got in my head now that my next goal is I want to get a 1 to 10 book of most of the original runs. Just one book. I don't care what it is as long as it's under 10. So an FF book under 10, an Avengers book under 10, X-Men, Amazing Spider-Man.
Well, you've already got an Avengers book under 10.
Yeah.
Because you bought number 7.
Avengers, X-Men I've got. I need a Fantastic Four. I need an Amazing Spider-Man. Just
well, if you're going to go Amazing Spider-Man, if you're going to go dollar-wise, it would either have to be 5, 8, or 10. Yeah, because 5 is just the Doctor Doom appearance. It's not really a key issue of any kind. 8 is first living brain or whatever, so nothing super flash. I can't remember what 10 is though. But I know those 3 books are the cheapest books. Everything else is ridiculous, like thousands and thousands of dollars. Even in a low grade raw, it's thousands and thousands of dollars. So that's definitely the 3 to go for ASM. Fantastic Four would be hard because Fantastic Four has in their first 60 books or something like that. They have ridiculous amount of keys.
Yeah, I know. That's why
it's by far the cheapest. Yeah,
I just keep hoping I get lucky like I did with the Avengers 2 and 7 and find them decent price. And I'm hoping hunting in the bag.
Ran out of bag, and I have about 6 or 7 boards left, so obviously I'm going to need both. But I've still got I didn't do too bad. I still... That's the new books that I still got. So there's only probably about 10 or 15 new books there. But these are already bagged and boarded, so I just need to scan these. So this is all the old stuff that I've been acquiring.
Yeah, I've been slack. That's why I'm doing the going through my collection, because I was bagging and boarding and putting them in the drawers, and I don't know which ones I've scanned and not scanned. So now I gotta reorganize them all, set them up properly.
Hey Tyler, I wonder where these books came from with your stupid bloody Pokemon cards in there. God.
That's right. I just got a new...
Oh, God.
For my nephew, not for me. I'm trying to bribe my nephew to do better at school. So every time he achieves something, I'll give him a packet of cards.
I was actually talking to Lady Fantastic, Caroline, because she's a big card collector as well. And I wouldn't actually mind getting back into trying to get some of the older Marvel cards and stuff like that.
It's honestly not worth it.
Oh, it's more for a nostalgia thing for me more than anything else.
But have you seen what the 92 Marvel cards are selling for lately?
Oh, I've seen some of the premiere ones, like the Marvel masterpieces and stuff like that. It's $1,000 for a set or something. It's ridiculous.
No, even the Marvel Universe 92, just the basic, the grey bordered card.
Oh, yep.
They're selling for $300 to $400 for a card, and not even special cards.
Oh, God.
But if you want some for nostalgia, remind me. I've got like 5 boxes full of doubles and shit of all sorts of sets.
Yeah, because like I have a couple of sets, but most of the stuff is like, I know there was like a Ghost Rider series. I think there was a Wolverine series and stuff like that. I've only just got like random cards because I've bought only found like 1 or 2 packs here or there. And
if you know Bruce's friend Marco, the card guy,
I might have seen him, but probably haven't taken much notice.
so you were at Supernova and Oz Comic Con, you know how Bruce has his booth,
Yeah.
and he's always got the card guy with him.
Well, Ozzy didn't at the Christmas edition. He didn't have anybody with him. He was just on his own.
No, but the normal shows he has him. So Supernova,
okay.
he'll have him. His name's Marco. If you go to him, he's got a few sets of Marvel cards, like as sets, and they're not that expensive.
Oh, okay.
Probably looking $30, $40 for a set. And there's another guy up my way, a card shop, who has sets pretty decently priced. But I was there last week and I was looking at the new Marvel cards. They came out probably about 8 months ago, the medals.
I had seen something pop up about them, but I didn't know much about them because I don't want these. I just want like art cards. I don't want to be a game or anything like that. Like I don't give a crap about that stuff.
Marvel and DC don't really do card games. They're just art cards. But the medal ones, it was $800 for a box.
Oh God, no, forget that.
And you're not even guaranteed. Well, you're not even guaranteed. You're nowhere near getting a set for the amount of cards that are in the set and the amount of cards in the box. And it ends up working out that you need anywhere between 2 to 4 boxes to make a set.
Yeah, well, that's even like with the old stuff as well. A lot of that, especially if they had a lot of like special inserts and stuff like that. You'd never guaranteed a set. Some of them they would, but not many of them.
You don't even. That's not for the full set with inserts. That's for your base set.
Yeah. So that's just ridiculous.
Because I've got a fully sealed 1993, I think it is, on 94 Marvel Masterpiece box. Hasn't been opened or anything in there. It's probably going to be at Nova for sale. We'll see what happens.
See if anybody sparks up interest in it.
Yeah, depends how much, like, because I'm sharing a booth, I got to work out best use of my space.
Yeah.
Because I got more shit than I will have space.
And you don't want to, and you sort of got to have that sort of happy medium between, do I just go for a lot of cheaper sort of stuff that might fly off the shelves because people just, do impulse buys, or do I try and bring stuff that might bring bigger dollar values to you, but you might sit on it and might never not sell any of it, sort of thing. So got to try and find a happy medium of the both, I think.
I'm literally bringing everything in my pop. I'm bringing 1,200 pops, and I've got.
You're going to need more than one booth then.
I've got it. You have to remember, I need to be able to have enough stock for 2 days if stuff sells here. There's no point having everything on the first day and then having nothing on the second. And my advantage is...
There's going to be a lot of pop dealers there, especially if pop culture's going.
But pop culture doesn't have any of the pops I have.
Nah, they've all just got new stuff.
That's right. They're all trying to sell new stuff. I'm trying to sell the
Vault.
besides. Yeah, I've got maybe 30 pops that have come out in the last 2 years, and the rest are at least 4 years or older.
Yeah, the only ones that would be competition for that would be, is it Aussie Collectibles, I think, because they're the only ones that seem to advertise selling vaulted pops these days.
But
Everybody's sort of just going for the new shit.
They've got a good selection, but I think their advantage is they have a lot of the same pop that's bolted.
Yeah.
So they'll have 10, 20 of the same one, where I've got 1 or 2, and that's it. Once it sells, it sells.
Yeah, that's it. It's gone.
So, and I've got like original DC pops 1 to 10, and original Marvel pops. So hopefully find some people to buy and clean me out of a fair amount so I can buy some more when I'm overseas.
Oh god. Oh crap! Now how am I going to find this now?
No barcode.
No barcode, and it's a Star Wars book. Well, not that I'm really much into Star Wars books, but I was waiting to say Star Wars, and then Simon pop up and say, "Did somebody say Star Wars? I'm the Star Wars hashtag Star Wars." Let's go. Show all results.
Star Wars. Hashtag spec books.
No.
Hashtag God knows what else.
Oh yeah, he's buddy. Okay, so is this? I don't even know what a Whitman is.
Whitman.
Yeah, somebody in the chat would probably know. Yeah, because when you go to Marvel Comics, like the original series, it says Marvel Comics, and then in brackets it says Whitman.
Oh, for the Star Wars books.
Yeah.
I think weren't they being produced by someone else before Marvel took them over?
No, it was always Marvel. Or at the beginning, anyway. But no,
God only knows.
Oh yeah. It's like my knowledge is decent, but yeah, when it comes to some of that sort of stuff, like especially like things like Mark Jewelers, we don't see Mark Jewelers over here.
I've never even opened a book to have a look.
There's an old comic company. Okay. Yeah, people go nuts on these bloody Mark Jewelers stuff and all that sort of stuff, and I'm just like, yeah. If I had one, it'd be cool, but that'd be it.
I could have some and wouldn't even know.
Yeah, I'd be the same.
Wouldn't even know first where to look, which books they're actually in. It's like it took me a good year after everyone started talking about the DC logo, DC books, before I even realized that I had any.
Yeah, no, like I'm probably the same. You know, I might be sitting on one. I might be sitting on 100 of them. I might be sitting on none.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a clue. I've never really gone and unless I've actually read the book. Like a lot of the early stuff I have read, and I don't remember seeing an insert, but I probably could have just seen it as, this is just an ad.
That's right.
You know, not even really taking that much notice. So, where is this bloody thing? 79. Come on, where are you? There it is. Okay, so that'll be a direct edition. Doesn't have any key thing on it. Not that I really care. Yeah, well, it's not that far from Nova now.
Yeah, exactly a month.
Mm.
Hopefully sooner than later, get it over and done with. I've spent the last fucking 3 weeks going through everything and making sure it's listed and know what it is and how I'm doing it. So,
And at least, like with you, it wouldn't be like, you know, this is what I want to sell it for, and this is what I've, you know, I'm as low as I'll go if I get, you know, bartered with. Because most of the stuff that you've had, you bought it, you know, when it was originally out. So as long as you remember roughly what you, roughly what it was worth when it came out, then you know what sort of margins you're working with.
literally, I'm pricing everything, and I'm working with an idea in my head of doing like a game. So anyone who comes, buy something, have a game there of some sort where they can win a discount. So I'm happy for the more people buy, the better discount I'll give them.
I was going to say, as long as you don't do like what Sunshine Collectibles used to do. I remember going to an Oz Comic Con and they had some of the metallic Duck Dodgers pops. You know, Beck being, you know, Marvin the Martian. She's like, oh, there. And I'm like, I'll ask how much they're asking for it and I'll buy them for you if they're not ridiculously expensive. And, oh, what the hell happened there? Got to redo that. And they're like, "Oh no, that's for the raffle." And I'm like, "You have like 5 of each there." I'm like, "I just want to buy 1 of each. How much?" "Oh no, they're for the raffle. We're not selling them." I'm like, "Well, fuck you then." I just walked off.
Nah, I'm not planning to do any raffles. I'm contemplating doing some mystery boxes with James. We might put some pops and some comics and stuff together and do a mystery box.
Yeah.
But at this stage, nothing along those lines.
Yeah.
I just want to move as much stuff as I can. So no stupid things. Because with raffle.
Let's see what other card I actually got with this. It's still in the poly bag.
It's normally Deadpool in that, isn't it?
No, I think Deadpool's actually a rare one. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but
So I'm pretty sure mine.
I was actually surprised I never owned a copy. I thought I actually had a copy, but no, I never did. No, I got Cable, and of course you get the T-shirt bloody thing. You get
the same old.
And this hasn't even got a barcode I can scan. That's all right. Just check for a series.
That one's easy to add in.
X-Force Volume 1. I'm assuming it's a direct. No, I must have already scanned this one in. Unless I might have had a coffee floating around somewhere that I didn't know about. It's quite a possibility. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Deadpool is rare. So probably everybody gets like Cable or Feral or Shatterstar or something like that.
For some reason, I'm thinking in my head that I have Deadpool. Because that's the only reason I said Deadpool, because I think that's the one I physically got. But now I'm going to have to double check. Because I don't remember.
And would yours even still be in the poly bag?
Yeah, it is. Because I didn't take them out Even I only just pulled out Ultimate Fallout 4 from the poly bag like last year because everyone advised me to. Because supposedly the poly bag can leave a crease mark.
Oh, okay. Well, I've never owned a copy, so I wouldn't know. Maybe one day. Maybe
It'll
one day.
drop. Something tells me that book's not going to stay high forever.
Yeah, I don't know, because if it's any indication of the first Into the Spider-Verse movie, if the second one's just as good, I think it'll skyrocket and it'll probably stay like that for a while, or at least come back down to what it is now, which is still expensive.
There's a lot of hype about it, but God only knows, yeah. Lately, no superhero movies really doing well.
No,
Like
I think that's the only one that might actually do well.
I hope so, but we'll find out soon enough. So
I don't mind if movies bomb. Like, I sort of, for the collector's side of me, I'd like them to bomb, but for the the movie buff, I want them to do well or want them to be good. So
my
sort
biggest
of cross,
thing
according to worlds.
I'm just over, as bad as it is, there being so fucking many.
Oh, that doesn't faze me, because I it gives me something to look forward to, because I enjoy all the comic book stuff. I always have.
Too. But when it's up to a stage, it was all that there was, yeah? Like, I don't mind viewing other stuff, but it seemed like every fucking week it was Comic Think. And back when, like, all the DC shows and stuff were there, I don't get that much time to watch TV, and when I did, everything I was watching was superheroes.
Yeah.
You don't get a chance to watch anything else because one day this one comes out, one day that one comes out, then the movies, then this. It just freaking added up.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. That was one of the books that I won off Rob Fatstack's Only Slabs. That's the first appearance of God Emperor Doom. That's cool.
Yeah. Secret Wars #2.
Yeah, but this is the comic exposure exclusive.
The variant. Because DJ Lynx was giving that away on Legion's stream.
I caught the replay, so
I started watching it. I've watched some of it. I haven't gotten through
Marcus?
all of it yet. So long fucking stream.
Yeah, an hour and 8 minutes.
It came up in my notification, said stream starting, and I just got into my job, so I didn't get a chance to watch any of it.
Yeah, I was at work. I was driving around or doing something, so I had no chance of watching any of it. I didn't even really have it, because usually I sort of at least try and jump in the chat, just say go outside for a smoke, just say a quick hello or whatever like that, and then go back to work sort of thing. But I didn't even get a chance to do that.
Yeah, it happens. That's
the downfall of us, because we are all the live streams are generally during our working day hours.
That's right. It's the first time there was a semi-decent time stream as well. Like, normally they're at freaking 9-10 in the morning when you just sort of get into work. So that one was well timed, but freaking just couldn't get on. And freaking last thing I can do is have it freaking streaming when I'm working, because then I'll never finish the job. Spend too much time fucking watching the video.
Yeah, so I don't with bloody customers coming in, phones ringing, picking orders, and then obviously driving around or whatever like that. I have to have the Bluetooth on just in case anybody rings me and all that sort of stuff, so I can't sort of listen to it and whatever as well. And so I've got no chance.
So we'll have to start getting our own streaming going at the worst time for American people.
Yeah, well, we don't all have the luxury of, like, 'cause I know a lot of the guys that do YouTube actually work from home. So, they can sort of go, okay, well, as long as I do my hours or whatever their situation is, sort of thing, they might, they can do a live stream here or there, or jump into a chat in the background or something.
Yeah, I wish. My advantage is when I have days where I'm driving a lot, I'm lucky enough that I can catch some videos. Like I just play them through the car stereo and listen mainly. But even that, I haven't had much chance lately. Work's just getting crazier and crazier.
Yeah, it's a bit like that at the moment. Although tradies have slowed down a little bit.
Surprisingly, like I didn't really get hit by COVID like most people did.
Yeah, same with me. Because we worked all the way through. The only thing there was a space of about 2 months where we had to take an annual leave day, 1 day a week for like the 2 months or whatever like that, because we were, we could still work, but we obviously were quieter. So I lost a lot of annual leave and stuff like that, unfortunately, but small price to pay, seeing I was able to work.
That's right. My advantage working for myself is it didn't stop, but it finally caught up with the industry. So the last 6 months for my industry has just been junk. Trying to get shit and trying to keep up and crap. And now it's sort of coming out the arse end. We're back to normal slowly. So hopefully keeps going like that. And stuff starts picking up again.
Wait, what's this one? Direct. Come on. That's all right. Just give me 2 minutes. I need to go get an ice pack for this bloody phone.
No problems at all. Hey, I'm on the simple verse, the MadSpidey verse. Making a Batmobile. He's gonna frown on that because he doesn't do DC. But 3D Batmobile out of cardboard. So I've only been working on it since the last Spideyverse live. God knows when was. Anyone that has been to Fan Expo, Chicago, or Toronto in the chat has any tips about either of the shows, as I'm contemplating going to one of them.
Of course, it was buried right at the back of the freezer, wasn't it?
Oh, it's never going to be easy.
Nah. All right. I thought I'll wrap it in a tea towel, and I'm like, nah, stuff it. I'll just leave it. These new bloody iPhones are all bloody, some sort of weatherproof sort of thing of some kind. So
Meant to be. I don't even trust that they're anything these days. They like to say things are, but when it comes down to crunch time, it probably isn't.
It's probably better to be wet than go up a blaze on my lap.
It's all right. Simon will sell you a new one.
Yeah. Nah, I can't afford bloody $1,500 or whatever for a new one. That's why I always go on plans.
I don't even bother with iPhone. I think I've never been a fan.
Yeah, well, I was always a Nokia boy back in the day. I loved my Nokias. I tried every brand of mobile, and I always went back to Nokias. And then, obviously, their smartphones came out in the early stages, and Beck got one. I think it was a Lumia or something like that, I think it was. They were absolutely shithouse. So I went, stuff it, and I ended up going for the iPhone, and then I've just stuck to them. I'm sort of, it was definitely a culture shock for me, because so used to, Nokias and all, because it was always the same interface. It was just a newer phone every time.
Yeah.
But at least, so yeah, it took me a while, but once I got a hold of it, I'm not too bad now. So
iPhone, for some reason, I tried it for a week because my brother had one, and just never got to it. So I've had
that's like that with Samsung phones for me, because I've had friends, I've fiddled around with friends Samsungs, and like the boss has a Samsung and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I just can't get used to them.
Yeah.
Now you're showing your age, Noran, and I think you're younger than me. Remember beepers?
Beepers? No, I'm sorry, buddy. That's a bit too old for me.
I remember beepers. I never had one, but they were around.
I know they exist and what they are, but never had one. So, way before my time.
I remember my first phone. My first phone was a Motorola Pocket Classic, and it was an analog phone. But it was probably about the same height as the iPhone, but probably about 30 times thicker.
Yeah, well, my first phone was a Sony Ericsson.
Hey, Dale. Oh, new subscriber, maybe? Big B McFly, the comic guy. I love that name. That's an awesome name. 4 a.m. here in the Pacific Northwest. Oh, if you're not subscribed, please do so.
He's what do you call it? Committed. 4 a.m.
Yeah. Turn 41 tomorrow. Well, technically, oh no, we're not in. Now, is that Thursday the 23rd? Or is that Friday the 24th? Because we're on Thursday the 23rd. But happy birthday anyway, Noran. Hope you have a good day. Hope you're not working.
Jeez, yeah.
I hate working on my birthday.
I never do. But I've got...
This is the only year... This is the only year in probably about 20 years, the only that I actually did work on my birthday.
No, I've never worked on my birthday. I refuse to.
Nope. Thank you very much.
Gets me in a lot of trouble. Because I used to work for my father. And I never worked on my birthday.
Where are we? Go to... Hang on. Problem with the last... Come on. All the way down the bloody bottom. There we go. We go...
What day are you doing Nova?
I'm doing setup and close.
Yeah.
And I've put the link for Sean's channel in there too. Big B McFly, the comic guy. Sub him up as well, please. That'd be awesome.
Sweet, buddy.
Yeah, so I'm doing setup and close. So we'll be there for bump in on Friday. And then we'll probably, because Lee's coming down.
Yeah.
Because I think he's got another concert or something he's going to, but he wants to do Supernova as well. So I think they're planning on going on the Sunday.
Okay.
And like usually I'll do everything on the Saturday that I want to do. And then Sunday we'll go get there at 4 o'clock or whatever like that, just to do close.
Well, I'm still waiting to get the fucking info pack so I know exactly what I'm doing for setup and thing. What time do they normally let you in?
Bump in, I think, is usually... it's usually either 12 or 1 o'clock on the Friday.
Alright. So that early.
Yeah. But as I said, a lot of people just stuck the tape to the book. That's all right. Lucky it's a newer book and it's a glossy book, so it came off nice and easy. Yeah, so most of the comic guys, as I said, most of the comic guys and stuff like that, usually they'll only go in there, they'll set up banners, posters, whatever, but they won't actually start laying out their stock until the Saturday morning.
Yeah, I was assuming that they weren't letting people in that early. I didn't think. I thought it'd be freaking 7 o'clock at night.
Nah, because they've got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff to set up. Because obviously, they set up a lot of the big promo stuff and things like that. If they've got any gaming things, all the stuff hanging from the roof and all that sort of shit. So they need to get in, but they actually need to get in there and because I think the actual Supernova staff are allowed to get in there at I think it's 9 or 10 in the morning, because they set up all the outlays of the stalls and stuff like that first before they actually let vendors actually get into the place. That's why you can't bump in till, I think, it's like 12 or 1 o'clock, something like that.
I'm gonna have to rethink how I do it, because I'm not gonna leave all my stuff there if they're bumping in from that early in the morning.
Yeah, and that's the and that's why I said, like, some people will literally, like, because I know when I do it with Silver K, like, we'll literally hang everything and put everything up, and it is left there overnight, but there's security roaming there like all night.
You hope so.
Yeah, that has to be.
With that much stuff sitting in there, you hope then.
Oh, literally, like especially with like Colin's stuff, like he'd have, he'd probably bring 100K, 200K worth of stuff with him.
That's right. And freaking taking the risk, leaving it there.
Yeah. So, but that's the way he's always done it. So.
Yeah, but he's compared to us, to everyone else, he's a big major person. Yeah. He's got insurances and stuff.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff.
So for him to leave stuff there is not a big concern. But it'll be interesting experience doing first big show. See how we go.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a culture shock for most people that have never done it before. Only just sort of being on, like, it's a different story if you're like, oh, I just need to go to the toilet, can you just look after the stall for 5-10 minutes? Like a lot of us have done that before. But to actually run an actual booth for a whole weekend, like it's a lot. It's actually quite tiring.
I've done big markets before where I take all my stuff to, so I've got a bit of an idea.
Yeah, you got a grasp on it already.
What?
You got a grasp on it already. So
that's right. I got an idea of what I'm getting myself into. But my big thing is it's running the stall, and the stuff is not what I'm sort of freaking out about. It's the amount of people. Like, the big markets I've done have never had anywhere near to the amount of people that are going to be at Nova.
Yeah, well, you're talking about, do a big market, you might be lucky to get 1,000 people look at your stall over a day or a weekend, where there's like, you'll get that in the first hour.
That's right. So, and hopefully they come ready to spend and buy up everything.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's the other thing is, like, I don't know what the layout is going to be like, because we didn't go to Supernova actually last year. I can't remember what happened or why we didn't go or whatever like that. But I know, like, in previous years, they've done, all the vendors are in one, and then where the big TP is, sort of 20 meters up the road or whatever like that. That's where they have all the celebrities and the artist alley and everything like that. But apparently they must be amalgamating them again.
Last year, the stars were with the sellers again, and the artists and creators and stuff were all down the other end.
Okay, but it's still all in like the one building though.
No, they had the two buildings.
Oh, okay.
So they had them split, but they've been getting a lot of flack for it. So
yeah, because everybody's spending their time in the artist alley and the thing, and not spending any money with the vendors. People weren't going to the artists because the big artists
were in with the sellers. It was only
so like what Oz Comic Con does.
Yeah, it was only the little guys who were separated by themselves, and the guys who make their own stuff. You know, the people who do their own like patches and things like that were all in the other side. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do.
That is for sure.
So
where are we? Tales to Astonish.
You beat me to those books.
Some of these ones were off some of the Facebook groups.
Yeah, I was looking at them, and then I see you bidding, you asking about them. So I didn't bother. I thought you missed out on a few because obviously you didn't get to them straight away.
Yeah, there was quite a few actually that's been going up and stuff like that. Like one, I think it was Ken. Ken was selling a whole pile of them. He even had a first Groot.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I so wanted that book, and it's like starting bid $900. I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's the only book I went on to that post for, and when I seen that price, I didn't even bother.
Like, I'm not saying it's not worth it. I'm just saying I don't have $900.
Yeah, no, and it's the last book that I need to finish my Guardians run.
Guardians first appearances.
Yeah. So I wanted it, but yeah, I wasn't ready to spend that much at this stage.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking at bigger books unless it's one of the ones off my list that I'm looking for. I'm not really bothering, because then I really won't have any money for the fucking conventions over there.
Yeah.
If I keep buying those sort of books.
And that's the thing, like, if the instance where you're at, you'd be like, you know, oh, I want to buy this book here. And you're like, oh, Penny's has got it. Oh, I can get it for $1,000. And then you go over to the States and you end up seeing it for like $200. And you're like, why the fuck did I buy it over here?
Yeah. But that's why I've been trying to like watch videos and see if I find videos of people who have actually been to the shows to see. Like, I know a lot of comic sellers go, but I don't know what the quality of the books are. If we're going to get like what we get here, one or two people have,
and depending on the con as well, from what a lot of, like, because I've spoken about this quite a few times to a lot of the YouTube guys, and like depending on what con you go to, sometimes the prices are extremely inflated as well. Like even for over there, like it might still be good for us because we're sort of going, well, I just saw that book selling at a con or on a Facebook page or whatever for $500, and everybody's selling it here for 100 US, which is like 140, 150 Australian. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I definitely, you know, like that. But if they're like, okay, they've got it for like $300 or $400 and it's only, you know, $100 or $200 cheaper than what it is over here, you know, it's inflated.
Oh, of course. But it's going to be like going to the UK one. I was expecting to find a lot more books at reasonable pricing than I actually did.
The only problem is because of our, you know, our Aussie dollar too is so shit compared to the pound. It doesn't help either.
Oh, but the decent books that I did find, they weren't overpriced, even with the exchange rate. There just wasn't that many.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of them were all the early X-Men books and stuff that I already had. So I had no need to be pumping money into them again.
And I know from what the guys have said as well, like when a whole pile of them went to C2E2 last year, they're like it's pretty much you're going for the the con exclusives and the store exclusives and stuff like that, because most of the vendors that have books there, inflate their prices on purpose because it's a big money con, and they're expecting to get the money for the books even though they're well overpriced.
Yeah. And it's also like you were saying, for us it might be overpriced, but it's not at the same time. So it's just a matter of luck of the draw. Them having the actual books that I'm after.
Yeah.
Or I might just buy a shitload and then resell them here. I'm sure I can get them and sell them to Bruce. Right. And freaking... we'll see. I'm sure I'll find some amazing Spider-Man books and I'll let you know.
Yeah, because I know it'll... Yeah, because I really wanted, like, that was one of my goals this year. Like, obviously, like everybody knows, I got a ridiculously long comic wish list. But in saying that, one of my goals was this year to try and at least cross one of those books that I need. Like, I know there was a guy selling the annual one on the Facebook groups, and he just couldn't seem to sell it. He had it, I think he started at like $900, and then I saw it for $700, and I think it went for $500, and I was half tempted to buy it. And then the next time I went to look for it, I couldn't find it anymore. And I'm thinking, obviously, somebody finally bit the bullet and bought it.
I did see that one. That's the Dr. Doom one on the front, isn't it?
Nah, it's First Sinister 6.
Oh no, different book.
The annual one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's my aim as well this year. I want to at least knock off one of the X-Men books. So it puts me down to 2. But we'll see if I get lucky enough to or not. And then I gotta find a fucking giant size as well.
I thought you already had a giant size.
Nah, I've got reprints and copies, but not an original.
Yeah, that's never a cheap book, no matter when you buy it.
I had plenty of opportunities to get it for a decent price, and I never did, stupidly. And then fucking it jumped like crazy.
Well, ever since I remember, it's always been a multiple $1,000 book.
Oh, I've had opportunities to get it for under $1,000. A few times. And I don't know
if somebody said to you now, I'll give you a low to mid-grade one for $1,000, you jump on it in a heartbeat.
I wouldn't even think twice.
Yeah.
I'll even I've come close. I've seen a few like 0.5 graded versions pop up lately that I've contemplated. So hopefully, the problem is with a book like that, if I'm spending that money, I physically want to see it before I buy it.
Yeah.
I'm not game enough to attempt buying it without seeing it.
Because I remember that when I bought Silver Surfer 3 off Bruce. I remember you know, because he sort of he's obviously remembering who I am now.
Yeah.
And so he always gives me good pricing and stuff like that now, and it's like, he's like, oh, and I remember when I bought that, I'm like, he goes, you've bought from me before, haven't you? And I'm like, yeah, I bought from you at like Andrew's thing, and I bought off you for it here and in here and in here, and I bought it off him like 3 or 4 times previous. And he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll grab that Silver Surfer 3, and I'll grab that, and I'll grab that, and I'll grab that. And he goes, oh, just have a look at the Silver Surfer 3 before you decide you want to buy it or whatever like that, because it was like obviously a $500 book or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah.
He goes, just check that it's you're fine with the condition of it and stuff like that. And I said, mate, as long as it's complete, I'm happy.
That's the one Bruce is. I find with Bruce, he never like lies or tries to trick people. He's very, very open and honest. Like every time I've ever bought a book from him, do you want to open it? Do you want to have a look? And I trust him enough that I don't need to stress, because he normally.
Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, he'll have like a book up there for a couple $100 or even $1,000 or whatever, and it'll be like, oh, he'll write on it like missing coupon or half a back page or something like that, like what most honest sellers would do.
Yeah, he's very consistent, and normally he's always always got decent stuff. It's just luck of the draw. Like sometimes he'll have 100 books you're looking at, and sometimes he'll have none.
And that's the thing, like he has been sitting on that same copy of Ultimate Fallout 4 for about the last 5 shows I've seen him at. Still the same price. And I keep saying to him, I'm like, I want one, but I'm not going to pay that price. And I'm like, I think he's got it at $800, I think. And I'm like, I still want it, but I don't want to pay that kind of money for a modern key. I'd rather spend that on, one old book or a few old books. I said I'd be more than happy to pay $400 or $500 for it, but not that. And I said, so what's the lowest you'd take for it? And he goes, I'd probably come down. He goes, with me actually, for what I paid for it and what I'd like to make some money on it, about as low as I could do would be $700. And I'm like, I still don't want to pay that. I might have to bite the bullet one day, but
if you really want it, probably the sooner the better. Especially with that new movie. I know it's going to come down eventually, but with the new movie, it's only going to go up first before it comes.
And that's why I've been hesitating so much, is because I don't feel like I want to spend that money on a book that's only like 10 years old.
Like I said, I didn't even realize I had bought it when I did, and especially for the price tag that I had on the book when I actually found that I had it in my collection, surprised the living hell out of me.
Well, that's what I was hoping, that when I had that, not last Christmas, but the Christmas before, when I had my usual sort of couple of weeks off, I was hoping that when I was scanning all my books that I'd miraculously find a copy in there. But was in one of those sort of like lull periods where I only had ASM on my pull list, but I wasn't hunting any books, because I think I was either going after original art, or I was, doing me, collecting me movie weapons, or doing something. Or buying pops, or I was doing something else besides like actively hunting books that I wanted. So I never would have seen it, and otherwise I would have seen it and gone, oh, okay, new Spider-Man, I'll just buy it to give it a go, sort of thing. I know I would have bought it back then, but
my big thing is like the day that I did realize that I had it, I regret not buying the one I was looking at, because it was only like $200.
Yeah.
So
and that's the thing, like I almost bought that second print when you did your con at at that bowling club.
Yeah.
Which was the not last one, but the one before.
Before, yeah.
Yeah, and somebody was selling the second print for $250, and you said, "Oh, you could probably get him down to $200," and I'm like, I've never really been overly fussed about first to second prints, but I think with a book like that, I'd prefer a first print.
I asked the seller, because I remember the seller who had it, if he still had it a few shows ago after that, but one of the other shows, and he had sold it because I was going to buy it.
Yeah.
Just to have. So, but
would have been nice. Would have been nice if you had found that you had that Jurdovic variant.
Yeah, the 1 in 50 or whatever it is.
Because that.
See, my problem is I would have
like
never
30 grand.
I would have never bought that because I'm not a Spider-Man fan. So that variant, if I had seen it, would never have been something that jumped out at me to say, yeah, I'm gonna buy that.
I just can't believe a modern variant, was selling for $30,000. It's just ridiculous.
These days everything jumps stupidly in price.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing research on the pops, and since COVID hit, some pops have just jumped fucking crazily in price.
Yeah, I saw because I get the emails from Aussie Collectibles, and they quite often obviously say, this is what we've pulled from the vault, or whatever we've got our hands on, and they had some like metallic Sinestro pop for like $1,500 or something, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, but that pop was like from the first. So when they started releasing pops, that Sinestro pop was an SDC exclusive, and probably one of the first 100 pops to be released.
Yeah.
So, there's pops that sell for way more than 1,500.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
So, like I've got about 6 or 7 pops at around the 600 to 800 mark. Like original Disney and some other stuff. But even just random pops, like pops of things you'd never think of, like Godzilla. I've got a Godzilla pop that's valued at $400 to $600.
Oh god.
For a 6-inch Godzilla pop.
You never end up finding whether you had the 3 Marvin the Martians from San Diego, the ones with the 3 different color helmets.
I
know when we did a Yarrowville, you said you might have them.
I know I had one for sure. I'm going through my stuff, so I will double check for you and I'll let you know. I know I've got a glow in the dark. I think it is the white Duck Dodgers.
Yep.
And
I'll have to have a look at what she's got, because I know she has because I don't use the app. She usually scans them all into the app, and she just I've got the comic app, so I've got my collection, and then she's got a folder with her collection of comics, and then the pop stuff she does all the scanning.
I've got the app, I can think, but because I'm using the phone to stream at the moment, I can't check. But I know at one stage I did have them. It's if I still do. So, but if I do, they'll be at Nova.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for watching.
I have I've done one of Alex's tag challenges or whatever like that. I actually got quite a lot of views on that, surprisingly enough. I'll have to have a look at what challenge it is. I've got a feeling it's top five biggest keys or something that you own or something like that, and I'm like, that'd be too hard.
Really?
What the hell?
It would be easy for you.
Well, what the hell is this? Is this like a dodgy extra account, Grey Man? Because he's got the same logo.
That's his. I'm gonna get people kicked off YouTube account.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, but yeah, like the top 5, you know, your top 5, you know, biggest books, or so, it's something like that. And I'm like, yeah, I could probably pick 5 Spidey books, but it's like you don't want to just go, okay, well, I'll just pick all Spidey books. You'd rather sort of a little bit of diversity.
Yeah. Sometimes it comes diversity. Sometimes it's just the easiest book you can find.
Oh, there we go. It's 5 books that are important to you for any reason. I'd have to go through 4,000 books to work that. Or just pick a box and go, yeah, I'll pick out 5 from that box.
That's right. First 5 you see.
Yeah, not everybody likes diversity.
That's what I was trying to do Coles and Bearded's team cover challenge. And
yeah, I haven't done any of them, actually. I should probably do one at some point.
I'm thinking to myself, I could pull out fucking easy.
Because what is it? Teams at the moment.
Yeah. Team cover. So I could have pulled out fucking 10 just from the X-Men run.
Hey, CJ. Are you live? It says live.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to be on for much longer, CJ, because we both have to get up early and go to work. So we're not like you and can go for like 10 hours, you know, from like 3 in the afternoon to, you know, till half an hour and go, oh, I better go have a shower and go to work sort of stuff. What's this? I had a friend I played Madden franchise mode with. He was a little racist, refused to have any white players on his football team. I'm thinking more diversity, Marcus, of and I know what you mean. I know it was a joke, but I'm thinking, like, as I said, like, you know, I don't necessarily want to just pull up 5 Spidey books. You know, like I wouldn't mind. I suppose I could probably pull like 1 or 2 Spidey books, like that Tomb of Dracula 10. You know, that took me so long to get. You know, I'd probably put that in there. I could probably do it, but it's just whether I've got the time for it or not.
And the patience.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I could never do, like, Comigories or any of those sort of things where you got to, like, race and find books or anything like that. Or even just something that's, like Cover Slingers, where it's like, you know, okay, the theme is, you know, battle covers or something like that. I'd be like, I'd give up. I'd go through, like, 2 boxes and go, nah, it could be stuffed.
See here, it wouldn't be so bad for me just because I've got everything in fucking alphabetical order.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying earlier. Probably my first, like, the boxes that I've had for years and years and years are all in alphabetical order. But the last 20 boxes that I've accumulated over the last, you know, 5 years or whatever, because I've been going back into buying books so heavily, it's all pretty much, and ever since I started scanning, it's all random. You know, it's literally like, you know, I'll pull out a modern Spider-Man book, and then the next one will be like a 70s Tale of Suspense, and then the next one will be like a Bronze Age Son of Satan book or something, and it's all totally random.
You like to make things fun.
Yeah. This Comigories is impossible to me. I love the show, but yeah, I don't think I could ever do it. Comigories is a pain in the ass.
Why he loves doing it.
I can't get from backgrounds, but both are alphabetical. Yeah, well, I just have everything alphabetical, as I said, except for the last like 20 odd boxes that I've accumulated. Cover Slingers is much easier. Is that a little bit of a plug for your show there, Grey Man?
Of course, he's got to plug his show.
We can do an all Aussie week.
Yeah, as long as he plans on doing the show.
I was going to say doing all Aussie week, but not all of us are going to get up at bloody 4:30 in the morning to go on the show at your normal time. You'd be like, no, we're going to do it like a few hours later, please.
Yeah, that's right. If you do it at a time that suits us Aussies, I'm sure you'll get all of us on there.
Exactly.
But it'll be like 4 a.m. for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Time to suit us, not time to suit you, Grey Man. I'm sure like Simon would go on it, I'd go on it, Sean would go on it. Depending on what Lee's schedule is, whether he goes on it or not. He'll probably just show ripped up Berserker books anyway. You could probably get the Aussieverse guys in, so you could probably get, at least 4 or 5 of us. So
I'm sure everyone would say yes for Grey.
They are doing a drawing for books. Everyone who makes a video is entered. Bonus motivation. Okay. Yeah, but I can guarantee you, mate, he won't ship worldwide. Most people in the States won't.
I can't. I don't know. Like, for my 100 subscriber, it's Natrix one. And I sent him the package. It didn't cost that much.
Yeah, it's depending on what it is. Like, I've sent, in recent times, I've sent 2 or 3 boxes to Rob. I sent one to Remy. And we just sent one to Nick. Nick's was the most expensive. That cost me $100. And the cheapest one I think that I sent was, one of the ones to Rob, and that was about $60.
How much did it weigh?
They're all like post box type. Like, none of them were like Geminis or anything like that. If you send a Gemini, it's about $30 or something. But all of them were post boxes.
I sent a box, and it had just under 1.5 kilos worth of stuff in it, and it cost me $30.
Yeah. Oh, I send mine Global Express with extra insurance and shit. So
I had the insurance and stuff, but I sent it through Oz Post.
Yeah, well, Oz Post you can do Global Express. It costs a little bit more, but there's a lot more insurance, and a lot quicker as well.
I'll have to look into it the next time. Next time I have to send a package.
Hey, hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, $100 to ship is nuts. Yeah, it's only because I filled it full of like chocolates and Tim Tams and shit. So it really, I think it was about 3 or 4 kilos or something. I think it was.
I was gonna send some of that stuff, and then I thought to myself, first I'll send one normal, see how we go, before I try and send any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Last thing I needed.
I was half tempted to send Nick Vegemite, and I thought, nah, he's just gonna like throw it away.
That's what I was thinking to myself. I said I'll go to the shops, buy some Aussie lollies and some Vegemite and stuff, and send it. And then I said, then it'll probably get kept at fucking customs.
As long as you declare, because I just write because every box we've sent has all had like biscuits or chocolates or something in it, so I just write on it comics and chocolates or comics and biscuits, and then it's been fine.
I'll have to give it a try next time.
Yeah, the only thing I did want to send, I wanted to send, because I know Remy's he likes rum.
Yeah.
I wanted to send him a bottle of like Bundy.
Yeah.
But I remember like years ago, a guy wanted me to get him a bottle of whiskey because he's a whiskey drinker, and there was like an exclusive Australian whiskey that he really wanted, and he lives in Florida. And I checked. I think I went and actually asked at Pack and Send, because they deal obviously with FedEx and DHL and UPS, like a whole heap of them. And she said it depends on the state that you send it to, because some states you can do it, some states you can't. Because when I said, he's in Florida, she said you can only send it to a licensed premises. You can't send it to a private address. So I don't know whether I'd have to ask whether because Remy's in North Carolina, so I'd have to actually ask whether they can accept alcohol through the post or not.
You can find out if they can send it internally, and I can take it and post it while I'm there.
Yeah, I could probably look at that too.
Because
I've already sent him an AOK that cost me like $85 to ship, so I think I can wait for a little while.
Yeah, but if it's possible to that in America you can send alcohol with no issues, then I'm happy to post
foot
it.
Massage spa music. It's that YouTube background music thing. I just thought I'd change it up a bit, CJ. What's this? I think Aussie Comic Collector entered. Perhaps they are shipping worldwide. Anyway, good hanging with you guys. Cool. Thanks, mate. Glad you jumped in. Glad you subbed up. Welcome back anytime.
As I said, happy to post it off if you need while I'm there.
Yeah. What time is it? Almost 11:15. I suppose you start thinking about getting some sleep. I know we're short-staffed tomorrow, so because one of the guys has got an annual leave day tomorrow, so just puts extra pressure on the rest of us.
And he picks a Friday to take it, of course.
Hey, mate. Does the foot spa offer happy endings? Not for you, CJ, not for you. Oh, God.
Isn't he meant to offer you one because he's coming to your spa?
Yeah, exactly. Should be, not that I'm overly entertaining, but that should be my payment for entertaining you is to, or should I do you, CJ, and just, do this, point at the camera and shake my hands around. Well. Yeah, I think we better end it. I've already been going. Oh shit, I've been going over 2 hours, so
Yeah,
that's right. That's probably a small one for me actually, because usually when I run one, I just get distracted and just keep going.
I'll give you.
I'm just getting up and you're going to bed. It's exactly all right.
Give you a couple.
See you, Marcus. Thanks, brother.
Whole bunch more hours and some views.
Well, if I had more bags and boards, I'd be going at least another half an hour or more. But, I ran out of bags and boards. Now I have to spend money and buy more.
Right. I've got to freaking now push my fucking stream to the Saturday. And I do.
You pick the worst.
Yeah, I just need to do some content because I've been slack. I got a whole bunch of deliveries coming, but they're not coming quick enough.
Yeah. That's like one that I would like that first Mandarin that I got. I already had 2 parcels. I sat on them for like a week, and I'm like, I messaged the guy. I said, look, and I've had some problems with Aussie Post lately. And I said to the guy, I said, look, can I just grab a tracking number? Just sort of, not a push to, hurry up and send it. It was more, I just want to keep an eye on it. And it gives me an idea of when it's rocking. Cause I was waiting for that 3rd parcel to arrive. Cause I didn't want to do a mad mail call just for a bloody Gemini with 2 books in it, which I ended up doing anyway. But it came like a week after the other 2. So I'm just like, screw it.
That's what I was doing. My random pickups, I was waiting for them. I figure I have a minor key book, can do minor key pickup, and then just didn't come.
Yeah.
And then I needed content, so I did it. And now I was saying to myself, I've got another 3 packages coming, some figures, some other books, but nowhere to be seen.
No.
So I was just going to do the show with the B books. I was going to do package openings and shit.
And then the next week, they'll all rock up on the same day.
Yeah. But getting closer to Nova is going to be harder and harder to film shit. So
you need to prioritize getting your stall stuff set up, or working out what you're going to take.
That's why I figured I'll do my B books today. Next week I'll try and do my seeds because they're all short boxes, so I won't be spending too much.
Sort out Cover Slingers Oz special soon.
All right, not at the end of April. Great.
Yeah, that's not a good time at all. All right, cool. All right. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining in. Thank you. We won't say thank you to Simple Simon because he was here for like 2 minutes. But thank you, Sean, for joining me and keeping me company instead of me just rambling to myself like I usually do.
Not a problem at all, dude.
But we will end this now. And I know what I'll do. And this thing is annoying me, but for this, it's actually quite good. Because I've got all of Remy's stuff here. And I've been trying to, I just wanted even the start of the stream, I wanted to just do the 30-second countdown. It's not even here anymore. So we will play out to this.
Closing time to roll to Chili's and chow down with my fucking boys.